Hello and welcome back to TMP Garage. Today, I show you the new Honda that I got. As you can see, it's a 2004 Honda Civic. And it's got some dings and dents here and there, but for $700, you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. Get some dents here. A little dirty, obviously. I've been driving it as a daily. Got a dent here. But yeah, wowee. Some dents on the door, you know, but it's going to be a beater daily driver. It's a little dirty. Got some water from when it rained on it. But yeah, that's it. 2004 Honda Civic. Now, I'm going to show you on this next clip what we had to do to fix it. Alright guys, the whole car is taken apart. And the reason being is I had to replace this sensor, this camshaft sensor. It was bad. Well, it may have been fine, but the issue was whoever worked on this car last, they stripped out the bolt, and so it never got tight. And they just left it like that, thinking it'd be fine. Apparently it's not fine. So I got a longer bolt. Luckily there was enough threads in there that I could replace that bolt for a little bit longer one, and it tightened down just fine. I didn't tighten it too tight because I didn't want to risk breaking it. Let me pick up this valve cover gasket here. Also, oh, you son of a gun. Also, all the spark plug tubes were filled with oil, like just totally filled to the brim. As you can see, all the coils are like pretty grody right now. And you can tell they put a new valve cover gasket on there, but they didn't replace any of the spark plug seals. And when they put the head on, or the valve cover on, they didn't pay attention that you kind of have to get like a pick or something in there to go around, so that way, because these are sharp, they'll cut the seals, and every single one of those seals is cut. And so of course it's not gonna do any sealing. So there's that. And then in the process of taking out the strip bolt, it fell down in the lower timing cover, which I was like, oh my God. It was just not a fun experience. But come to find out, they never put the key for the timing cover, or the pulley back in, the belt pulley. So I had to buy a new key. So I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad I dropped that bolt down there, because otherwise, you know, I wouldn't have realized that I needed to replace that key. And they didn't put any of the bolts back in the lower timing cover, causing me to have to buy a new timing cover because the other one was all destroyed. Luckily, I have some bolts still, but I bought a genuine Honda OEM timing cover. Pretty excited about that. And then I bought new seals for the valve cover. So I'm going to get to putting all that back together, and with a little bit of movie magic, or YouTube magic, whatever you want to call it, it'll all be back together shortly. Also, I need to buy some new brake pads. As you can see, they're quite thin. They're still serviceable for maybe a couple hundred more miles, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to order. I did order some on Amazon, and they're actually probably sitting on the porch. I haven't even looked yet. And we can get those on too. But for now, I want to get the car back in together and see if I fix that check engine light, because right now it's like camshaft sensor bad. I'm curious, now that I've replaced the camshaft sensor with a new one, as well as got it tightened properly, if that fixes the issues. Because before, when I drove the car, what happened was it would cut out. Like if you gave it any throttle, it would just cut out like you're hitting a rev limiter. So I think it was in limp mode. And so hopefully this resolves that issue. I'll clear the codes before I start running the car and stuff, and then we'll take it for a drive and we'll see how it does. Fingers crossed. Now, before I get to fixing all this crap, as you can see, it's still apart. Let me show you the interior of the car. Unfortunately, the previous owner, you know, they were well-intentioned, but you could tell, you know, they didn't really clean the car. It's pretty dirty. As you can see, there's stains all over the carpet, all over the side of the thing. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Everywhere. There's not a clean spot on this entire vehicle. There's a fry up on the top deck cover. Ridiculous. So what I think I'm going to end up having to do, because it's just so bad, is I'm going to have to get a detail done on this thing, because there's no way I'm going to be, I don't have the tools to get it cleaned. I can vacuum up the dirt and stuff and maybe like clean it a little bit, but this is like one of the worst cars I've ever seen. Honestly, I'd say it's up there. If not, it surpasses the Subaru. The Subaru is pretty rough, but I don't know. But anyways, also this needs to be fixed. There's no way to stop the door from opening too far, so I got to fix that, which I can get from LKQ or Pick Your Part or whatever you want to call it. And let's go over the exterior of the car too. As you can see, the paint seen better days. Looks like they try to use duct tape or something to hold that bumper on. You can see the paint's, it's been sitting out in the sun. There's some scratches along there. This is kind of dented in right there, that door. So roof is kind of faded, hood's faded. You know, it's not the best car, but for $700, you really just cannot beat the price for a daily commuter. Honestly, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use it as like a beater. You know, I'm gonna drive it to work and back, you know, try to make the best of it. And I'll have all my other little fun cars just for playing around with, and we'll go from there. And honestly, look at the condition. Like, I've never seen such a clean, it looks like new. It's crazy. And for me being the second owner, I wouldn't be surprised. It sounds like the original owner did all the oil changes, paid for all that, did all that, and then the second owner, even though technically I'm the second owner of the car, the second owner, which was their kid, didn't really do a good job elsewhere. They could tell they maintained it, but in terms of maintaining the exterior and the interior, there was very little pride of ownership in this vehicle, unfortunately. So that's just part of it. When you're using it as a beater daily, you're just not going to treat it as good. But yeah, whoever worked on this car previous to me, they need to get a new profession, because they just royally trashed this car. I mean, honestly, there's the reason it kind of benefited me because I was able to get the car for as cheap as I did, but it didn't benefit them because they could still be driving this car right now. And here I am fixing all the mistakes, and I got a good deal on it. So I can't complain, but they can for sure. So anyways, I'm gonna get working on this and we'll have it back together hopefully very shortly. And just like that, my hands are quite a bit dirtier and everything's back together. A little dirty, but you know, what do you expect for a 20-year-old car this year? Belt and everything back on. So I'm about to test run it and see how everything sounds. Fingers crossed it all goes to plan. All right, moment of truth. About to start up the car for the first time since I parked it. Hey, it started. Ooh, check it out. No check engine light. There's not one there, and there was one before. Revs up okay. It does have a little bit of a hesitation when I hit the you can kind of, it doesn't have a problem revving up all the way. So what we'll do is take it for a test drive, and fingers crossed everything's good. All right guys, it's a few days later. Car runs great after fixing that all issues, runs perfect. Now we're going a little bit further and we're totally gutting the car to clean it because it was nasty. I'm gonna go ahead and include some pictures for you guys so you can see just how nasty the carpet and everything was. We've got all the plastics, we scrubbed them all down, we got them all set up here on the back of the truck, and it's gonna be awesome once it's cleaned. So way better. I can't really easily get the seats clean just because I need a shampooer for that. So they're gonna still be dirty, but we can probably have those, you know, detailed, shampooed, whatever you want to call it, and we'll be good to go there. Next thing up is we're gonna put some shelves in the car or the shop, and I'll show you guys that later, probably in this video. But I am pretty hyped about how clean this is. It just was a lot of work. Like, we've been working on it for like 4 or 5 hours now, and we're not even ready to put it back in the car. playing with the doggies. All right, guys, the car is driving well. AC works great. I even upgraded my radio thing to a little Android Auto. You can buy those on Amazon. I'll actually link it in the description for you to check out. I even 3D printed a little holder for it because the one that came with it was a little too wobbly. I was not a fan, but I love it. It has a dash cam built in and everything. But yeah, drives great. The only thing that's weird about the car as it's driving is the AC. Whenever you first start it in the morning, or if you let it sit for over like say 4 hours or something like that, the belt squeals and the car lugs like way down. It's like low on power basically. It doesn't want to, it's like the compressor is having trouble overcoming the pressure of the refrigerant, I guess. And but if you drive it for a while, no squeals. And also if you just drive it without AC and you get up to speed and you kick on the AC, it doesn't squeal either. So it's only whenever it's idling, which is really interesting. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, definitely let me know down below. I'd really be interested in seeing what you think could be the cause, or if you've experienced that issue on any of your old Hondas, if you've ever had a Honda like this. But yeah, other than that, car runs and drives great, no issues. I love it. It's great. All right, guys, now you've seen how it drives, how we cleaned it. You can see the after of the cleaning here, the result. And it's a little dirty because I've driven it since, you know, I've driven it for like 4 weeks now since the last clip of us cleaning it. But the floors are much cleaner, seats are cleaner. We wiped them down, actually. I didn't say I wiped them in the previous video, but we wiped them. The dash is much cleaner. As you can see in the center console, there's little crusties, but that's just from me driving and probably eating in the car. But as you can see, it's not near as bad. I mean, I got some gloves down on the floor, some tools and stuff, but in comparison to how it was, it is night and day. Really, all it needs right now is a good vacuum, and that is it. So, super improved. Also, I picked up some new tires because the tires that were on it were absolute trash. Like, they were vibrating horrible. Even though they looked like they had some tread on them, it was not worth it. So I went to a local tire place that sold used tires, and I bought these Continental Vanco 4-season tires. They're 4 years old, but as you can see, no cracking, zero cracking on the tire walls, no cracking in between the tread. The tread has an exceptional amount left on it. They're basically brand new tires, so you cannot beat it. You just cannot beat it. So what do you guys think? For $700 plus maybe $260 for the tires, I bought that radio for $100. Let's see, I bought maybe $120 worth of parts, maybe $150 worth of parts, because I replaced the brakes, brake pads, and the rotors were fine. I replaced the valve cover seals, as you saw in the video, and then the side cover for the timing belt. So I think I probably have about $1,500 total into the car, which you just can't beat a good, reliable car for $1,500. You just can't beat it. There's no, especially with AC. Half the time you buy an old car like that, it's gonna have way more problems. The worst part about this car is the cosmetics. And honestly, on a car like this is a 4-door, not a rare car at all, kind of boring. You don't need it to look pretty, really, as long as it gets you down the road, you know, and comfortable. So, and this definitely fits the bill. Oh, and I also fixed this too, which was an issue. I fixed this, so now it doesn't just fly open, which makes me very, very, very happy. And that's it for this video, guys. What do you think of the deal I got on this Honda? I think I got a pretty good deal. And actually, here in a second, I'll show you the sneak peek on the next video. And here it is, a 1997 Honda Civic HX coupe in pretty darn good shape. What do you guys think? Let me know if you're looking forward to seeing this in the next video. I'm pretty excited to start working on it because this is going to be my daily, and I'm going to get rid of the other car to my sister. She needs a good car, so I think it's going to go to a good home. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time on Too Many Projects Garage.